You may think that you're actually helping out, but in all actuality, you're not. And you could actually be harming yourself and also potentially your mechanic in the long run as well. So in this video, I'm going to list off 7 don'ts that you should never do around your mechanic. And if you ever do find yourself doing any of these 7, stop doing it immediately because it's not good. So let's go ahead and start off with hovering over your mechanic. Number 2 is going to be acting like you know how to fix it. Number 3 is going to be rushing the process. Number 4 is going to be trusting Google more than you trust the expert to fix whatever it is that you need them to fix. Number 5 is forgetting that you're going to the expert for a reason. Number 6 is probably the most annoying one to me, is constantly asking for a discount. And number 7 is customers are not always right. So let's go ahead and break it down with these examples. So whenever you're hovering over your mechanic, you're not allowing them to work freely and do whatever it is that they need to do in order to ensure that your vehicle is not only fixed correctly, but it's also safe for you to drive. At the end of the day, your life is literally in their hands. So the last thing you want to be doing is standing over them, talking to them constantly, because you're going to distract them. If you distract them, one little bolt that is not torqued down or tightened down properly, one clip that is not clipped in properly could be the difference between your car stopping when it needs to stop or even your car starting, right? It can lead to more issues. So if you ever find yourself doing that, don't do that. Please don't do that. Next is acting like you know how to fix it. At the end of the day, guys, there's a reason why you're going to these mechanics. It's because you don't know how to fix it in the first place. You're not mechanically inclined and you may not be good with your hands. Or if you are, you just don't have the time to do it. So allow us to do what we do, which is fix your cars. Number 3, rushing the process. Now, there's a difference between if I say, hey, this job may take roughly about an hour and 5 hours later, I'm still not done. That is completely different. That is completely valid. If that's the issue, then you say something like, hey, how long is this going to take? But if I'm saying like, hey, this may be roughly about an hour and it's like an hour and 5 minutes or hour and 10 minutes, guys, don't ask me how long it's going to take. Like, don't ask how long it's going to take, because here's something that you're not aware of. When I used to work at the dealerships and also at Firestone, when the service advisors would come back and ask, hey, the customer wants to know, how long is this going to take? You know what we used to do? Tell them it's going to take however long it's going to take to get done. And at that point, we literally take our time. We went from being super efficient and doing it correctly, right? To now, I'm going to still do it correctly, but I'm going to take my grand old time. Stop rushing people, guys, when it's not necessary. There's a time and a place for it. And 9 times out of 10, it's never the time for it. Like I said, if they go overboard, then that's different. The 4th thing is going to be trusting Google more than you actually trust the pro to do it. Guys, Google is not always right. Despite what you may believe, it is not always right. Okay? And by you Googling something, you could actually be stressing yourself out, causing more anxiety, because you're going to be jumping down a rabbit hole and stressing yourself out more by Googling something rather than just trusting whatever it is that the expert tells you. And if you don't trust them, then get a second opinion. And if you don't trust them, then get a third opinion, so on and so forth. But Google will never fix your issue when it comes to actually fixing a car. Here's the main difference between Google and an expert. Google will give you a list of things that it could possibly be. We know what these lists of things are that it could possibly be, but we go from most likely to least likely. And of course, we can still test them all, but there's a process that we have to go through in order to make sure that this vehicle is fixed correctly the first time. 5th is going to be forgetting that you are going to the expert for a reason. That also tags back into the last one that I just said. Guys, at the end of the day, we are the experts. Mechanics are nothing but doctors of cars. Say, for example, you need to get brain surgery. You're not going to go to a brain surgeon and try to explain to them how to actually do a surgery on someone's brain when you've never done it. So don't do it with us. Remember, we are the expert in the field. It's that simple. This one is probably, no, this is my biggest pet peeve. Constantly asking for a discount. Brother, let me tell you something. This is the biggest pet peeve because if you guys are willing to go to these expensive stores, Gucci, Louis, Nordstrom, wherever else you guys want to shop for those goods, if you guys are willing to pay them whatever they're charging, be more than willing to pay me what I'm charging. You know why? Because my value is my value. And when I say I give you premium quality, it's because I give you premium quality results. My value is my value. And if you're not willing to ask them for discounts, don't do it with me because I'm going to tell you no. I don't give discounts. Those are multi-billion-dollar corporations. I am a very small business. So don't ask me for discounts because you're just going to get told no. And lastly, customers are not always right. There are times when I'm wrong and there are times when I'm right. And there are times when customers are wrong and then there are times when customers are right. The whole reason why we have this whole issue with corporate America saying that customers are always right is because they are pandering to you, because they want your money. Now, what am I saying when I say that? What I'm saying is not all money is good money, and I don't have time to pander to nobody. Am I saying, oh, I don't want your money? No, not necessarily. But if you're going to sit here back and forth arguing with me, I'm going to tell you, go to someone else. Because clearly you think that I'm going to sit here and allow you to think that you have a certain entitlement. I am not going to give anybody no entitlements. The only thing that any of us are entitled to or is living as long as we can and death. Those are the only two things that we're entitled to as human beings. If it's not those two, you have to work for everything else. So with that being said, guys, you're not always right and it's okay. And when you're not right, the same energy that you had thinking that you were right, you better have that same exact energy admitting that you were wrong and apologizing and moving forward. Because if I come across, luckily I haven't had that with my business, but if I come across someone that's like that, once again, go to someone else. I'll fix whatever it is that needs to be fixed. Once I'm done, I'm not dealing with you no more because you're not worth the headache. The money's not worth the headache. Like I said earlier, if you guys find that you guys have done any of these 7, please stop doing it immediately. It is not good. No one wants to be around an entitled person. Nobody. So if you guys enjoyed this content, go ahead and like, follow, and share, subscribe because we're on our road to 500. Once we hit that 500 followers, then we'll be doing a giveaway and I'll see you on the next one.